because there's only so much time on this planet in our lifetimes.
Speak for yourself.
To watch all this stuff, like all the movies and shows ever made. You've set yourself some interesting rules, like some fascinating rules, potentially controversial rules.
Very controversial rules. The first time I told you my first rule that I'm going to go over, you were like,
I was like, what?
Yeah. Okay. So,
okay.
I should start with an anecdote. There is a person that I know, who you know as well. Don't say his name.
Okay.
He used to own video stores. You know who I'm talking about now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So he used to own video stores back like in the pre-Blockbuster days. And when Blockbuster came out, that was the end of his chain. And so he never got into DVDs. He ended with VHS and Beta. He actually did have Beta in his video stores.
Yeah.
And when all the stores went under and he sold off everything, he kept from the inventory of all the different rental stores.
Yeah.
He kept one copy of every movie.
And oh my
so
God.
he ended up with like tens of thousands.
A single copy of every movie of like the whole
Every different
inventory.
movie. Every
of a
different
video
movie.
store.
Right. Every different title.
Yeah.
He kept one of every single different title.
So he'd have a catalog of like all the movies of
Right.
like the 80s,
Right.
70s kind of thing.
Right.
Anything that was released.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so he had this like tens of thousands of tapes, and he had boxes. Boxes of fucking VHS tapes and Beta tapes. And I think he even might have had some, and he did have some laser discs because I got some off of him.
Yeah.
And then he had this, and his rationale was, okay, now I've got all these movies. I got all the movies in the world. I got entertainment forever now.
Mm-hmm.
That was his thought. And he's like, I'll always be able to just watch these. And then he had a realization one day that he wouldn't live long enough to watch all of those movies.
There it is. Yeah.
And when he realized that, he got rid of them all. And now he just watches random shit.
Just
he doesn't
watches
fucking
whatever.
care anymore.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He kind of had the realization like, oh, I can't watch all these in my lifetime. Now, he was already older. I think
You're a young man. You're healthy.
right,
You know,
exactly, yeah.
this time now.
Yeah, time is on my side.
Time
yeah.
enough at last.
But
Yeah.
because of that, I very much so value my time. So I'm very picky about what I give my time to when it comes to movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
So I have a 30-minute rule. And this was the rule that you originally argued with me about.
Yeah.
But my rule is if I will give any movie, TV shows are different, but movies, I'll give any movie 30 minutes. So you have 30 minutes to get my attention and keep me engaged and interested. And if you can't make that happen in 30 minutes, done. I turn off the movie.
You're
Stop
out.
it. I'm out. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
out. Because I'm
so
only...
from pressing play within 30 minutes,
Right.
you're sort of,
That's
you're
when I'm
either
going to make the
engaged
call.
or you're not.
I'm either in or out.
Like
and
if you check your phone and you're like, it's been a half hour.
then I'm out.
What am I doing here?
I'm wasting my time. That's
Yeah.
the way I look at it is I'm wasting my time.
That's sort of a gut feeling that
Right.
you're like, you know what I mean? You're like, I'm not really enjoying this. So you check. That's when you pick up the phone. You're
Right.
like, okay.
And this
that
is
kind of thing.
extremely subjective. Like, let's be
Yeah.
clear. This is if it keeps my interest. I don't give a fuck if it keeps your interest. Like, this is for me, right? Like,
Yeah.
And I'm not watching movies for other people. I'm watching it for myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking for things that are going to go into my collection, things I think are collection worthy, right?
So the idea is that you're building like the collection of Justin Ashley. Like
Bingo.
Justin, the library of Justin
Bingo.
is getting
Yeah.
made through this
Right.
digging of
Right, because what I'm
yeah.
mining, right? Because what I'm
Yeah.
really looking for is I'm looking for things that are infinitely rewatchable for me.
Yeah.
I'm looking for things that I'm like, okay, this is infinitely rewatchable. I will keep watching this forever. Like
Yeah.
that's ultimately what I want to find. I don't have the patience that I used to have when I was in high school and I just said elementary school and university.
Yeah.
When, excuse me, I started watching shit like crazy. Back then I would have watched the whole fucking movie.
So if you
I
find
don't have the fucking time or patience anymore. So no, I don't have time for 5 or 6 out of 10 films anymore. You know what I mean? Like I try not to. Like I
you're
try to
saying
just
like
cut
out of
that
10,
shit
like
off.
a middle
Right.
of the road, 2.5 stars, 5 out of 10.
Yeah, just
something like
crap,
that.
you know?
Yeah.
So I try to avoid that stuff now. Now I do break this rule. So sometimes, like for example, I recently watched the '90s Cape Fear remake, which is Scorsese,
and Scorsese movie,
right? And I wanted to watch it because it was Scorsese, and I thought, okay, it's a Scorsese movie. I'm gonna finish the movie. Had I 30-minute ruled it, I probably would have stopped watching. It didn't really hook me, to be honest. I know you loved it.
I liked it.
Yeah, but I wanted to watch the whole thing because I wanted to see everything it had to offer. If I like for important films, if I think it's important that I see the whole thing so that I have the knowledge and I have the experience of seeing the whole thing, I will, even if it isn't going to end up in my collection, it wouldn't have passed the 30-minute rule, I will watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll do that.
So if it's like a schlocky B movie or something and you're half an hour, 45 minutes in, you're like, there's a million of these. It's not really grabbing me. You're just going to call it. But if it's like a Scorsese movie or like, I don't know, a legacy movie like a Citizen Kane or something, you're like, it may not be grabbing me, but I'm going to finish it anyway just for the historical significance of it or something like that. If it's like a legendary old film that you haven't experienced.
Right. In that case, yeah, it's worth doing, like Citizen Kane or something. Yeah. Like just even if it didn't hook me, I want to see everything it has to offer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it can't pass the 30-minute rule, that's almost like I've already seen everything you have to offer and I don't care about the rest. You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it.
Do you play, like, let me ask you this. Is it plot or is it like the way it's shot or anything?
It's not anything
a whole package.
There's no specific science. It's just either you hooked me or you didn't.
Because if the movie's simple as that. Well, the plot's kind of dumb, but the action's really cool or the shots are really
and it might keep me engaged.
Yeah.
It's completely subjective. Subjective. There's no exact formula, and that's why some people are going to be like, some people hate this idea. Some people are going to agree with me.
I find it fascinating. I mean, yeah,
I can tell you it helps you watch a lot more shit.
Yeah. The other thing is in our discussions, you're always like got tons of things. Like every phone call we've had.
My list is.
I've watched this.
Yeah, let me bring up my list here.
It's allowed you to shotgun through.
Like, I mean, the camera probably won't pick this up, but there's like it just keeps going. Like there's. I watch a lot of shit, folks. A lot of shit. But sometimes I'll break the rule the other way, though. So it's not all. So like sometimes I will finish the whole thing, but sometimes things are such shit that I can't make it to 30 minutes.
Oh, I see.
Sometimes I break the 30-minute rule and I'm just like, fuck this after 10, 15 minutes where I'm like, I can't watch this.
That would have to be pretty bad.
Right. And there's a lot of that shit out there where I'm like, oh, okay, I know what this is. I'm tapping out immediately. Yeah. So sometimes if something's really bad, I just tap out immediately. Yeah. The point is I no longer feel insecure enough where I'm like, I have to finish the whole thing. No, I'm pretty confident enough that I can tell whether or not I'm going to like something and if it's genuinely worth my time.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think a lot of critics need to do this. Like, I wish more people would do this. I think people are way too lenient with their how much time they give to things.
Yeah.
You know?